This is the tallest mountain in England and Wales. At its peak sits the highest train station in the whole of the UK.
But instead of taking the train,
I'm going to try and climb it in the dark. I actually wasn't ready for that. But Wales isn't only known for its tall mountain or its tongue-twisting language. So over the next 48 hours, I'm going to be exploring as much as I can. Starting with something that actually holds 2 world records. Just over the border with England, near a small town called Trevor. Wow, this place is huge. So this is the Pontesilt aqueduct. For those of you that don't know, an aqueduct is a bridge for boats that is filled with water. Let's try a quick transition up there. There we go. Some stats about this place. It's more than 38 meters tall at its tallest point, which is where I'm standing right now. And it's over 300 meters long, which makes it the world's tallest and longest aqueduct. I think the craziest part about this place is that it's 200 years old, which is insane. I have no idea how they would have built this back in the day. Whilst on this side you've got a nice little rail. This comes up quite high even on me, and I'm 6'6". If you're on a boat, you wouldn't want to stand on the edge. There is no railing on that side. But once you're up here, the views are absolutely insane. Oh, hey, it's me. Oh, what? This bridge is bouncy. Oh, the canal runs from here. It's almost like there's a little parking bay here. I preferred the idea of it just being there for fun. What is it with this country and building bridges that aren't designed for normal-sized humans like myself? Oh, okay, I've still got almost an hour and a half to drive to get to where I'm staying tonight. To a place near Bangor. I think that's how you say the name. I'm trying not to say it in a weird way.
But it's not made of salt.
I've recently gotten into Joe Rogan's podcast. I know I'm late to the game, but it's actually kind of funny.
Oh, I always knew little Jimmy was gonna be a success.
later in the video, we've got hidden waterfalls, clumsy Englishmen, and I climbed the tallest mountain in England or Wales. But first, I drove further into the mountains, and the scenery became incredible.
Now, the only reason I've booked this place is because it was the cheapest place in the area. So I'm camping. In order to get out to the pitches, you can get one of these wheelbarrows to take all your stuff in. So it's been quite a while since I've put up a tent of any form, and about 5 years since I've put up this tent. So let's see how long this takes. Okay, not bad. That took about 40 minutes. Which is honestly less time than I thought it would. And this tent is pretty much how I left it like 5 years ago, including leaves and all. That'll work.
After not stopping all day, I couldn't be bothered to cook, so dinner time.
Nom 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 nom. So I've actually just come down to sit by the water to eat. That over there is actually an island, separate to the UK. It's called Anglesey, and it literally just occurred to me while I was sitting here, eating my chips, that that is literally another island. This is my view of the road back to the campsite. I'm not even out of first gear. Okay, I've just got back to the campsite. This place is so cool. Look at these things. It gets all lit up at night.
Compost toilet.
So tomorrow I'm just gonna explore the area and get up really early on the day. I have to leave the campsite to go hike first. That's the semi-stupid plan anyway. Alright, good night.
Good morning. I'll be honest, that wasn't the best night's sleep. It's been a few years since I last slept on an air mattress, and more than that, I just didn't account for it being cold. Which is stupid. This is the UK. I'm gonna brush my teeth and then head out for the day, go exploring.
Okay, so full disclosure, I don't have a plan for where I'm going today. I've kind of just got in the car and I maybe got a few rough ideas, and really I'm just gonna see where I end up. That's what a proper adventure is, right?
Okay, so I've just stopped here at this lake because I drove by it yesterday and I was like, if the sun wasn't so low, I would have probably stopped then.
This road is A5. It's literally the same road back near Leicester that I work on.
It's crazy that if you just keep following that road
All the way here, you can end up on a mountain, very out of breath. I don't know if you can see in the distance there. Yeah, there we go. These you'll see quite a lot throughout Wales. They're walls that divide farmland, and they're made out of slate, and they were built hundreds of years ago. And it's just due to what materials people can get their hands on around here. From what I understand as a geology expert, the west of the UK is all filled with the hard rock, and the east of the UK is all the soft rock, which is why you see the land in Norfolk getting eroded and houses falling into the sea. Yeah. Science. So this lake, from what I can see on maps, is called Llyn Ogwyn. I'm assuming Llyn means lake.
Excellent, 10 points to Gryffindor.
But in the town over there, there's something called Ogwyn Falls. I should probably go and check out while I'm here. So these are the Ogwyn Falls. And from here, they don't look that big. Okay, yeah, they're a little bit bigger than I thought they were. These are some of the most beautiful waterfalls I've ever seen. I didn't know this existed in the UK. If I did, I might travel less. No, that's not true. No, I'd still travel. I found Shaun the Sheep. Well, I found Welsh Shaun the Sheep.
Then I got back on the road to continue exploring.
All this stuff you're doing, constantly innovating, decide to just make a flamethrower. Where do you have the time for that?
The crazy part about these roads is the speed limit is 60 miles an hour. So technically this road here, I wouldn't get done for speeding if I was doing 100 kilometers an hour. But just one of the quirks of the UK. So I've just stopped for lunch in a place called Port Maddock. I think I'm saying that right. It's spelled with a dog at the end, so Port Madog. Got myself a classic British lunch. Now I've just got a nice view while I'm eating over the water, and I'm literally sat at a train station. It's like a miniature railway. I don't know where it goes to exactly.
This town actually sits in the middle of a line from Caernarfon to Blaenau-Festiniog. It's over 160 years old and was previously used to transport slate from the quarries to the harbour.
But the town's really cool. It's got a load of shops, cafes, a pub, mini golf I saw, and lots of tourists to go with it. And now I'm going to move on to a place which, if you're prepared to give me a moment, fills me with a bit of nostalgia. So I've come to Barmouth, and I've had to drive about 1 kilometre from the centre of town because there was literally no parking. That took 7 minutes to pay.
Welcome to Pay by Phone. Agreeing to pay by phone. Try again.
All this to pay £1.10. So let me take a moment to explain why I've come here. Eight years ago? 8 years ago now. I was a mere lad of 17, and this was the finishing point for the Duke of Edinburgh expedition section that we had to do. This is so high. It was 6 others, and we had a great time. Honestly, I had a great time because of who I was doing it with. So shout out to Beth and Brian, because the hiking was not so fun. It's a bloody Saturday today, and look at what we're doing. This place on the beach is playing reggae. A song with the seagulls. What a mix. There's a few too many seagulls around to get a drone shot of all of these sand dunes, but here's the sand dunes that I've recorded in South Africa. They're basically the same. Just imagine these, but 80% of the year it's raining or cloudy. So I've spent about an hour here now, and it is nothing like I remember at all. For the sole reason that this time there is thousands more people here, even though I was also here in August last time. It's kind of like going to a football stadium on match day versus not match day, or maybe when West Ham are playing. I've actually got nothing against West Ham. It just seems to come up as easy targets in my videos. There's all the usual tourist stuff here. There's restaurants, there's shops, there's a station. And last time I was here, that beach was completely empty. So I'm gonna head back towards Bangor now because it's 3:30 and I have no idea how long it's gonna take to get back. And I also plan to be getting up for Snowdon in about 12 hours. And I still need to go to a supermarket and get some food so I can be a campsite chef. So, I finally made it back. It is now 20 to 8. It took me forever to get back because I just kept stopping at places. And I decided to head over to Anglesey, that island that I could see last night. There's a place there with a really long name. If you've seen the weatherman who managed to pronounce it completely fluently on live TV, that was where I went. Llanfairpwllgwyn Gilydd Gogerich.
Can by the push gwingish go get a quindrobus, and to Cilio go.
Assuming my strides are about a metre each, this thing is 15 metres long. There's actually a bunch of stuff in the long name place that was cool to see. The bridge that I took to go over there was amazing in itself. And then down by the water for the sunset, there was a statue to Lord Nelson, who is the guy on top of the big column in Trafalgar Square. And there was another bridge. Yeah, it was a good evening really. And I've just been to the shops, and a meal for this evening, if I can get my stove to work, will be pasta, sauce, and because I don't have any kind of equipment really, I've just got some sausages that I can like break up into it. I ate it all. I don't know how I did that. Creepy spotlight, Jet. I think I managed to attract a couple of bugs in here. I had to charge a bunch of batteries earlier, so it's now almost midnight. And I have to be up at 3:30, so I'll see you then. Morning. I have to get up. It is 20 to 4 in the morning. It's apparently a 15-minute drive to get to Snowdon. Okay, so I didn't bring any gloves with me. I think I have an alternative. Aha! I have socks I can use as mittens. Hey.
Time to hit the road.
Does anybody go, Elon, selling a flamethrower, the liabilities?
Yeah, it's a terrible idea. I said don't buy this flamethrower.
What have we got here? Oh no, don't be another bloody pay by phone.
It was. But while I sort that, let me introduce you to the detailed map that I've drawn to track my progress up the mountain.
So I've just parked up in Llanberis, which is kind of the main town for if you want to come and hike up to Snowdon. The train that goes to the top of the mountain starts from here as well. So I really thought I was going to be probably the only one doing this. That was a foolish assumption. I've seen 2 people already heading up. Morning. You're a braver man than me. That first climb out of Llanberis is actually very steep. Almost like climbing stairs for a couple of 100 meters. Okay, now the road starts to get a bit more dirt-like. I'm running on 2 pound of chocolate, and I don't think that was sensible. It's been about 6 months since I did a proper hike of a mountain. The last time was Lion's Head in Cape Town, and that was only about 300 or 400 meters. This is over 1,000 meters, and I'm feeling it more than I thought I would already. Whew, it's gonna be tough. I'm so happy it's flat. There's something about just hearing all the wind, the sound of the water. It's natural, and it's something that you don't quite hear when you're down on the ground with all the cars around. As you can see, I've ditched the head torch, instead going for the windswept hair look. I'm hoping I can make it over the crest of this part of the mountain so that I can catch the sunrise, at least while I'm partway up. Oh, I can't wait for the downhill later. Every time I get my camera, it's like a blessing.
At this point I wanted to fly my drone, but the wind was just too strong. So instead I recreated these shots on a small hill near Leicester.
Oh man, I really don't know why I do this to myself. It's this last section here that's killing me. There's a train. Could have waited and got the train. That's not even the summit.
I really was finding it tough. But as I reached the crest of this ridge, I was about to get the best reward for my efforts.
Oh, I think I'm about to get the sunrise. Just one foot in front of the other now. That's where I started. That town down by the lake. Anyone in the comments want to tell me what the deal is with these pile of rocks? Like, I know it's a thing, I just don't understand where it came from. It's not like they're trying to make the mountain taller. The gradient is kind of shallowed off. I can see the summit. I can see it. I'm so close. I am so close, I can see it.
Having the finish line in sight started to make me a little sentimental.
There was, for a moment earlier, the tiniest bit of me that considered turning around because it was getting really tough. Just for a moment. But I joked earlier about why would I climb this, do this to myself when there is literally a perfectly good train line right there. But there was that moment just then where I could see the summit for the first time. And the sun was shining perfectly on one side of the mountain. And that moment right there made it all worth it. Because right now, I'm just unbelievably happy.
With the finish line now in sight, every step became more and more enjoyable. And the views kept getting better, and I just kept pushing on. And then, I made it.
It really is so windy up here. I came from all the way down there up to this peak, fueled on 2 panna chocolates.
The train station literally comes right to the summit, where you get such beautiful views.
It's gotten so windy and cold, I'm having to go for the sock mittens. Time to head down.